Hi YouTube. Today I'm gonna talk about the editor. There's going to be a room editor in my game, where the players can create rooms. I've been working on this editor a bit to build a foundation for how rooms and scenes are managed. I have shown off the cube volume earlier. I'm now working on some volume visualization. It's now easier to see the currently selected cube and what the resulting volume will look like. However, this was the second shader added to the engine, and it turns out that was a bigger challenge than I expected. But the shading issues looked pretty cool. Anyways, the room is not supposed to be only a bunch of cubes. The user should be able to place objects around the room. I've worked on an object placement mode. These cubes are entities with physics. They can be rotated and placed, and you can use a gizmo. This was a few more cubes than I expected. Oops. I just checked mouse down instead of mouse pressed. But still more cubes than expected. Oh, I haven't figured out object overrides yet, so the children are duplicated. And it should be fixed. Alright, it is now possible to remove placed objects with right-click, and the objects are limited to 1 per grid coordinate. It would be too easy for the user to break the game otherwise. And finally, an editor for the room connections. So each room has an entry and an exit, which is later used to connect it to other rooms. Now you can move the connections around easily. When testing the room in the editor, 3 copies of the room will be created after each other, so that the user can verify the connections and test the room flow. I'm adding history to all the actions you do in the editor, starting with the cube volume history, then expanding to objects, and finally for connections. Nice. And with that, I'm gonna say goodbye for today. I'll see you guys around.